Tom, what do you think makes philanthropy so difficult to do well?
Well, Yogi Berra said, when you give it away, you don't have it anymore. And giving it away and not having it anymore, that's pretty easy. Giving it away in a manner that creates results, where there are consequences. The dropout rate in your local high school is less than it used to be. Someone has shelter who didn't used to have shelter, whatever it is you're trying to achieve. Giving it away to achieve results is hard. Now, why is that? First of all, the problems are hard. I used to think business problems were hard. I thought it was hard to manufacture stuff, to compete in a tough marketplace. Yes, it is. But I'll tell you what, changing lives is hard. Solving social problems is hard. Serving communities in a practical way, really hard. So the problems are hard, but it's worse than that. In philanthropy, there are no markets to give you signals. So you don't actually know how well you're doing. In fact, the feedback loops in philanthropy are all distorted. When you give money away, guess what happens? People say, "Thank you very much. You're terrific. How smart you are. Give me some more money." So the feedback loops are all distorted in a positive way. If you're the Gap and you put the wrong SKUs on the shelf during the holiday season, right away you made a mistake. You know what's selling every single day in every single store. Most businesses know how they're doing in the competitive marketplace because their customers are telling them. Philanthropy doesn't have customers, and the feedback loops are distorted, so you actually don't know how you're doing. I have yet to find a philanthropist who thinks they are in the bottom half of philanthropists. In fact, I was in a board meeting once. You can't make this stuff up. It was a foundation board meeting, really smart people, big fancy room. Everybody's there talking about all the money they're giving away, and it was over $100 million a year. And I asked, tell me about your bottom quartile. Tell me about the grants you're making that are in the bottom quartile. And there was silence for a moment, and one really brilliant person, he must have been tired, piped up and said, "Well, we really don't have a bottom quartile." I said, "How does that work? This is Lake Wobegon. It's Lake Wobegon where, Garrison Keillor, all the children are above average. All the philanthropists are above average." So philanthropy lends itself to this illusion that giving money away in and of itself achieves results. That's just not true. It's kind of a combination of that Lake Wobegon where everybody's above average and the Galapagos Islands where there are no predators. And then you take it the next stage and you say, foundations, many family foundations are set up in perpetuity. Well, what other institutions exist in perpetuity? Do businesses? Of course not. Most of them, average life expectancy of a business is probably under 20 years. What about other kinds of nonprofit organizations? No. Governments? No. Foundations, they can be set up in perpetuity. Perpetuity, as it turns out, someone told me once, is a really, really long time. So now you have Lake Wobegon, the Galapagos Islands in perpetuity. So you're doing hard stuff with philanthropy. The deck's stacked against you because not just the problems are hard, but the context in which you're trying to achieve results is so infuriatingly complex. You don't have feedback loops. Results are hard to measure. Feedback, to the extent it exists, is all inflated. It's hard.
Have you found people welcoming for your kind of high-level irreverence? I mean, how did your audience respond to your remark?
Well, I'll tell you, it's been fascinating. I must say I've spoken now to hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of philanthropists and advisors and nonprofit leaders, probably in the thousands over the last 18 months, actually. And the fact is that most people are struggling to figure out how to do more with less. You have to be in a coma now not to see the needs of our communities increasing. I mean, who doesn't know somebody that's lost their house? Who doesn't know somebody that's lost their job? Who doesn't encounter people, find people that are having problems? And who can't understand that this is a tough time? So on one hand, the needs of our communities, the needs of our society, the issues are escalating. On the other hand, the resources don't seem to be escalating as fast. They're unstable. They may be declining. They have been declining. So guess what? Therefore, problems are going up, resources are flat or declining. That creates a tension, and it creates a tension around a question, which is, how do I do more with less? What can I do to get results? And so the prominent theme, irreverence aside, has been, I really do want to get something accomplished with my scarce resources. I don't want to waste my money. I don't want to waste my time. So how do I do that? How do I get just a little bit better at what I want to accomplish with my philanthropy?
Right.
And, the fact is that irreverence is one thing. This stuff is hard.
Right.
It's also fun.